In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to make your own Lexan windows for your car. Now, Lexan, acrylic, polycarbonate, lots of different terms for lots of different types of plastic compounds have been used for race car windows to save weight and to add strength because obviously it doesn't shatter like glass forever. I've had so many polycarbonate windows in so many different cars. Some I've made myself when I've not needed them to be kind of heat formed, as in like bent and shaped to fit a certain contour, a certain shape. And other times I've had to buy the heat shaped ones from companies like Plastic Performance. I did that on my own Megane. But on the Evo, because the windows fit within a frame, I should be able to get away with just buying some cheap sheets from the local car shop and making do with that. So why am I fitting polycarbonate windows, Lexan windows, to the Evo? Mainly just to save weight. That's the only reason I'm doing it, just to save weight, and because it's cheap. I mean, the sheet that I need is 120 centimetres by 80 centimetres, and it's going to cost me about 32 quid. Fair enough, it's not tinted. Fair enough, that's 3mm thick, by the way, which is what you need. It's not tinted, and it's not formed, obviously, and it hasn't got kind of, is it Mylar, Margard, whatever they call it, the scratch resistant protection for it. It's not got that on it. It's got UV resistance on it, which you need, but it doesn't have the scratch protection. So really you just need to be a bit careful when you're washing it. If you're not using the windows actually like electric up and down, I'm not. I've removed the motors and everything again to save weight. Doesn't really matter unless you're a bit of an idiot and you kind of wash your car with a Brillo pad, then you've got bigger problems, I think. So I'm going to try without any kind of protection on the window, and we'll see over time. I'll do an update as to how it's getting on in the future, but I think it's going to be okay. So here we are, already a work in progress. I will show you how to remove the windows on the Evo. We've got the passenger side, main glass out, and small glass out. You need to get the small glass out in order to get the main glass out, but it's very easy to do. I looked up online how to do it, and there wasn't really anything that kind of helped, really, just people saying, well, you probably need to do this. So I thought, because it's an Evo and because nobody seems to have done a how-to on it, that I'll do that in this video as well. So, you know, if you come to the video looking for just how to remove your glass, hopefully this will help you. Like I say, already done passenger side, and I've removed this shitty tar stuff from around here. I'm going to clean that up because the car's going to get carbon fibre door cards at some point. The motor and everything is hiding up there on the floor. I need to weigh it. I will do that. But the next job is going to be me toddling off to the shop and buying the Lexan, it's not Lexan, just polycarbonate sheets from Biltema, getting it back here, and then we can just draw around the original windows and start cutting out the shapes and go from there.
6.5 hours later.
So I've got my polycarbonate now. It was 400 crowns, which is about 32 quid or something, and that's enough to do the whole both sides rear of the car. So you need 1.2 meters by 80 centimeters, 3mm thick. I've already marked up the original windows for one side, and then once I've got that sorted, I'll use that because it's flat to mark up for the other side. All you need to do that is just put the glass on the plastic, the polycarbonate, and just draw around it. It's not difficult. I've also bought myself, I thought while I'm doing it, some 45% window tint. So you can see there probably what the tint will look like. So I'm going to tint those rear windows as well, just to sort of hide a little bit what's going on in the rear of the car, because I think that kind of looks smart. So that'll be done before the windows go in. So I will go now and, using my Dremel that I've just broke and other things, cut these out. I'm not going to video me cutting these out because it's a painful boring job. Cut these out, get them all tidied up, sand them down and so on, and then rejoin it when I've done that, and then we'll look at the tinting.
A few inches later.
So now that I've got the polycarbonate cut down to size and I've tested it and it all fits and it looks like it'll follow the shape, like the contours of the original window, and not look shit when it's mounted up, which is great. The next thing to do is to fit the window tint to the polycarbonate. I am not going to video me doing that either because A, it's boring, and B, I do it in the shower. So my technique is to put soapy water all over the glass that I want to put the tint onto, and then put soapy water all over the shower screen, the glass screen, put the tint on that, peel it off while I'm spraying it, and then drop it onto the glass that I want to fit it onto, and then squeegee it out. And I can't do that in the garage because the garage is dusty and dirty and I don't want to get shit between the film and the polycarbonate. So be back shortly with the polycarbonate tinted.
It's intermission. Rise and stretch time. Time to refresh yourself and visit our snack bar. Got a yen for hot popcorn? Your favorite soft drinks are sparkling cold. The juicy Frank sizzling hot.
Okay, so we're back now, and I forgot what a pain in the arse tinting film is to work with. It's easy doing it as I've been doing it, sort of off the car, but even still I threw loads of it away because I kind of got it the wrong way round and got creases in it and stuff. But it's on now. I'm going to leave it to set overnight, and then tomorrow we can get the whole thing fitted up onto the car. Righty, it's the next day and that's all settled and set properly now, so we can get it onto the car. That's the window in now, bit fiddly, but all done and dusted. I've made up some little tiny aluminium brackets here that will fit on this hole. Yeah, I think it's this hole and this hole into the window using the original plastic bits of trim that go into these screws. So just need to do that and then we are done with the passenger side. I'm not going to bother putting the door card back on because I'm getting carbon door cards at some point, so I will leave them bare for now. Okay, so how do you remove the glass on the rear window? Well, you've got to remove the window motor, you've got to remove the kind of pulley system, the whatever you call it, the up and downy bit. You've got to remove these two screws here, which basically hold the window into the mechanism. And then you've got to remove these two here to get rid of the bar that separates the two. Pop this off, and then it's just a case of doing it in the right order. So what you want to do is drop the glass down, move this out the way, which also has one screw hidden up there. Move this out the way, and then you can pop out this entire glass piece here, and then that gives you enough room to move this out the way so you can then get the glass out. So let's do that. Apologies for the mark on my forehead if it's there from the camera, but that is it. That's how easy it is to remove the rear windows on the Evo. It's not difficult at all, it's just like a jigsaw puzzle. So now that that bit is done, I just need to tidy up the tar, tidy up the wiring a little bit, and then we can crack on with the second piece of polycarbonate and get all that done and then get it fitted up. So I'll be back in a bit. Okay, we've got the other side done now and tinted. We've got this one fitted into the frame. So just a case of repeating what we did on the other side, on the other door, and just dropping it into place, and then we are done. And that's it. So all done and dusted now. The windows are in both sides. If you have a look, you can see that I've slightly tweaked the fitment of the windows here, what's holding them in place. So I'm just using one bracket now on both sides, not two, because it was distorting the window a little bit and this isn't quite straight, so it was kind of hard to get the angle for this metal bracket. There may be a better solution, I'm not sure, but this seems to work for now. So we'll see how that goes. Just the aluminium bracket, 5mm long, just bent each side. The original screws there holding the original mount onto the window, and just a 16mm long bolt on this end, M6, just holding it in place, not too tight, and that's it. Job done. So let's have a look now and see how they look on the car. And yeah, hopefully this has been useful for anyone who wants to do this same sort of job. I will come clean and say that the passenger side, I peaked way too early, I think, and did that, got it right first time with the tinting, with the fitting and everything. Driver's side, fucking nightmare for the main window glass. I made one up, and when I was fitting it in, completely scratched the shit out of it, which isn't good. And that would have been the same if I'd done it with like coated as well. I would have fucked up very expensive polycarbonate because of the divide in the window. So you've got to fit this one in first. Sorry, wrong. You've got to fit that one in first and drop it all the way down to the bottom, move this out the way as best you can, then fit this in, pull this one up, and then pull this window up, as you saw in the video. But the problem is, when this is down here, it's touching things inside. This is touching on it and scuffing it and things like that. So, oh my God, got it wrong so much. So this is on the second piece of polycarbonate now on this side, and I think I tinted this window probably 6 times, 5 times, because every time I did it, the tint wasn't quite right, or it hadn't adhered properly or whatever. So it looks like it was a simple job, but I will be honest and say it really wasn't. Certainly on this side, it was a pain in the arse, but it's done now. It's as good as I can do it. So there we go.